for now, we have to check on our other animals. And let me actually bring up Nikebo's toolbox for this, because I need to see which ones exactly we have to check. So this is all the animals that we have on the map, right? Check on day 10. Day 16. I kind of want to leave him alive. Yeah, you basically have the option of, you will find him stuck. And you will have the option of finding him, of either shooting him while he is stuck or freeing him. If you have paid any attention to what the game has been telling you about ethical hunting, you do not shoot an animal that's trapped. Like, you don't. It's not fair. So that's your first decision. Do you free him or do you not? And then you have the option of, do you hunt him, taxidermy him, sell him, or, you know, let him live and pick up his antlers later. So yeah, we don't need to check these guys. We do this because we did check them this year. These we need to check on day 19 to 21. This is our time tracking animal. We can get rid of this one. Check on day 19. Day 19. Day 19. We did check this one on day 7. I free him because I don't like traps. Yeah, and I mean, basically the entire main story of Nez Perce Valley is hammering on about, you know, ethical hunting and not shooting trapped animals and stuff like that. So I think the only way to make the wrong decisions in that mission is if you have not paid any attention to the game and its message and its story at all. Could you please explain what you're using? Sure, Giga. What I'm using is the toolbox, which was made by one of our community members named Nikebo. He originally built this from scratch. It's got a list of all the animals with information on which weapons have the right hit energy for these animals, etc. So you can see, like, this would work, but it would be risky. Like, you would have to take a really good shot. Green means you'll be fine no matter what distance you're shooting from. Then it's got the firearms, which is basically the same thing in reverse, sorted by firearm instead of animal. I would be careful with these two though, because I don't think they have been updated since the ammo update, and there were a few rebalances about hit energy during those updates, so I'm not sure if these are 100% up to date. You've got the life cycle info, which is basically a collection of what's in the encyclopedia, so I never use these, I just looked them up in the encyclopedia. The one that I think is the most impressive and the most useful is the maps. And originally Nikebo made this himself, but I think starting with Transylvania, he actually got the map data supplied to him by the developers, because they also loved what he was doing, because it's really useful. And basically what this is it's an online application that contains all of the information about the animals. So which animals are on the map, where are their need zones. It doesn't include the need zone rarity, because that changes from person to person, but the locations are always the same. Like, all of us will have a drink zone for a fallow deer over here. The question is just, is it going to be the rare zone or the often zone, and what exactly is the composition of this herd? So when you have these herds, let me go back to Lintokoto, you can click any of the herds you want. Let's take this moose, go to edit marker, and then you can leave yourself a description here. I once pasted lorem ipsum in here for like 500 characters and it still worked. You can select here what animals are in the herd. So for example, if you see a 2-star mature in there, you click mature, 2-star, confirm. And if you click OK now, it will actually display 2 stars underneath here, because that's the highest the highest value animal. If I have a 1-star young in there, for example, it will still display 2 stars because the 2 stars is the highest animal in the game, in that herd. You can set another color for the herd if you want. And you can also, of course, set custom colors, but these are just shortcuts. And so you can basically just leave yourself notes. And the way I use it is I pick one animal at the start of the map. When I first go onto the map, that is my time tracking animal. I mark that in pink because that's not a color I use for anything else. And then I just write down what day it is. Like right now we are on our 7th day in the game. So I write down day 7. And then I just click OK. And every time a day rolls over, or every time a year rolls over at least, I update this animal so that I always know which day I'm actually on this map. And if I find an animal that I want to keep an eye on, I mark it in green. So here, for example, the last time I checked this one was on day 4. They had 2 females. I had shot a 63%er, and I wanted to check these guys again on day 10 because this animal was a 3-star adult. He had been a 2-star adult before. He had made it to 3 stars, so I know he has 2 years left to live. And that means I need to check him on day 10, 6 days later. So day 10, I'm going to come by, I'm going to check this pheasant and see what he's like when he's fully mature. Same thing for this moose. I watched it go from 2-star adult to 2-star mature. So I know how many days he has left. And I can just go, okay, I know I need to check him again on day 16. And so that's how I just keep on going from animal to animal. Sometimes when I'm doing a census, I already deleted this, but when I did my pheasant census, for example, I checked every single pheasant. I clicked here to find out where their zones are, marked them in game, and then went to every single zone and checked every single herd. And I used red for the ones where I had shot a low fitness one. That means I don't have to check them again until like 6 years later, because that's how long pheasants live. And the ones that had animals that I wasn't sure about, like 1-star youngs or 1-star adults, I just marked them in yellow. And the green ones are the ones that are promising. So that's how I usually use those colors. Red means I don't need to bother. Yellow means may or may not be good. Green means I definitely have to check it. And if I have a rare one, I usually write down albino, red deer or whatever, and then I put it in a nice bright blue so I can find it very easily. This is honestly a super indispensable hunting tool for me. I do remember what it was like hunting those maps before this tool existed, and there were so many notes and screenshots of map locations and what have you, and I was just constantly losing track of animals. So this is really a godsend. Kudos to Nekebo. He's done excellent work with this tool, and I do not want to go without it anymore. So yeah. But like I said, we are going to have to forward to the next year. And let me actually check which animals we need to check this day. We need to check this one. So let me actually put this in a flashier green, because this one we don't need to check. We need to check this one as well on day 10. So let's make flashy green. This one, day 16, so we can ignore him. This one we need to check. Day 19, day 19, day 19. This one we need to check. This one we need to check. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals to check. I'm going to move this to my other screen. And we're going to make a game plan of where we need to go and what we need to check, and then we're going to forward to the next year. So, lynx, moose, pheasants, let's go. For pheasants, we just need this one over here. that's going to be the last animal we check, because pheasants have a long time for eating. So we were able to find them very, very easily. These guys have their often drink zone down here, so we're going to place a marker down there. And they leave fairly quickly. This moose, it's this zone. It's not too far away, so it should have some time. But the moose down here, these are going to be tricky. These are going to be an absolute pain. I already know that. So we've got this moose. No. Go away. We've got this moose, which has its northern zone. And the zones are pretty far away from each other. And then we've got this one, which is an absolute nightmare. So what we're gonna do is we are going to skip to the next day. We're gonna check on this lynx, then we're immediately gonna try to check on this moose, hope that he's still there. Then this moose and this moose. If we can't find this moose at his drinking zone, we're just gonna have to check him at his resting zone. So yeah, this lynx, this moose, this moose, this moose. I think that's going to be the most efficient way to go about it and still catch them all. And then we're going to do this pheasant over there whenever. Because he's going to be around from 9 until 5. So he is not going to be an issue at all. I'm already going to update my time tracking animal because we are going to switch to the new year right now. So that's going to get updated to say day 10. And then we start sleeping. I love the story on Ness. Kinda wish you can reset a single map. I would do that story over and over again. Yeah, I think that would be a nice feature in general, also for people who may run into progress blockers for some reason or another. Just being able to reset one map or something like that would be neat. On day 3. Gonna go to 8:35 because they drink at 9, but if we go to 9:35 they will already be gone. So we're gonna go to 8:35 and we're just gonna go over here, slowly make our way down there.
Mikhail!
Yes, Dega. Is everything all right?
The investor answered. He's willing to support my project.
Ah, congratulations. He sounded sketchy, but it looks like I was just being pessimistic.
There's still one condition. I'm going to need the famous reindeer, Will of the Wisp, as a mascot.
Why do you sound so down? It's a great mascot, isn't it?
Yeah, but he wants to use his dead body to decorate the entrance.
Is that Yannicka with you?
Yeah. I came to ask her if she knows where Will of the Wisp moves around in Lintukoto, since she has him painted on her cabin, you know.
It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Why the hell do you need a dead creature to welcome guests?
It's called taxidermy, Miss Vessa, and it wasn't my idea. I shouldn't have come to ask her.
So yeah, spoilers. If I remember correctly, if you do taxidermy it, he will still not get the money from the investor. The investor will be like, "Nah, I just wanted to see if you were gonna do it, if you were gullible enough, lol." Okay, 8:42. That's actually pretty good. That means we're at the right time. And now we're just gonna have to see if we can get all of these animals canvassed in time. Because some of them have need zones that are very far away from each other, so it's kind of hard to see them correctly. The red deer are already there. I'm not sure about the lynx. I don't see them yet, for that does not necessarily mean anything because they are very small. If they are not there, we're gonna have to find them at their other zone. Which is going to be a pain because we don't really have the time for that. Oh, there they are. They are coming into the zone now. Adult female, mature female, adult female, 2-star adult, 1-star young, and an adult female. Old, adult, mature. So 3 adult females, a mature female. Day 10. A 2-star adult, a 1-star young, 3 adult females, and a mature female. We're gonna keep them marked in green. And we're gonna keep them marked in bright green because we're still gonna have to check them every day. But we are done with these. We don't need to wait for them anymore. We can leave. We can make our way to this moose down there. Wonderful. Maybe we'll actually finally be able to get this moose at its drinking zone for once. Would be nice. Because so far, every single time I've tried to find this moose, it was too late. Hey, Perak. Only resetting storyline. That sounds pretty needy. And good evening. Good evening to you too. Yeah. I mean, just being able to reset the storylines would be pretty nice. And like I said, it would be pretty helpful also for people who encounter progress blockers in the story for some reason or another. If we can get these animals checked quickly enough, we might still be able to get the wolves and foxes and stuff that we need. And finish the main story. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. I already restarted the game several times, missing my old perks. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like I do love restarting, and I have restarted the game probably about 24 times just to help people regress bugs from the start of the game or to check what stuff is like on a fresh map. So I have probably done the Hollywood mission at least 24 times. I've probably done the initial tutorial a lot more than that. And the one thing I always miss whenever I do that, is the walk and sense perk. The one that we have active right now, where we can see need zones as we're walking. And of course, a good scope, like either the Overguard long range or the Bushnell Elite Tactical. Like starting without these is just so painful. Every time I go back to that 7 magnification scope that you get at the beginning, I'm like, oh god, what is this? To be honest, the first time I played that game, I used the highest difficulty. Oof, brave man. I started on Adventurer because I'm the kind of person, I like to start on what the middle difficulty is. Whatever the developers call normal or the equivalent of normal, I'm gonna try that. And I found that I really liked it, so these days I'm mostly on Adventurer unless I'm specifically testing something, like age testing animals. Then I go on Hiker because at that point I'm not playing for the challenge, I'm just playing to see stuff. Oh, I think that's them. Yeah, I think this is the first time we're actually seeing them at their drinking zone. Holy moly. Right? Like that's that moose. That's not the other moose that we have there. Because I know there's 2 moose over there. Yeah, the other moose is further away. That is the moose we're looking for. And he is a 3-star mature now. Okay. Day 10. Check on day. He's a 3-star mature. He went from 2-star adult to 3-star mature, which is not too bad. The Eurasian moose are mature for 5 years. So I'll have to check him on day 22. Got it. Neat. Means we can get rid of this. And check the next moose. This is going very well today. Like last time I tried this, last time I did all these checks, it took forever. So I'm actually really happy that it's going well today. I was able to reach the pot to hunt. I don't know what it is called in English. It was full on the west of the map. That day there were not many maps. How many days is 1 year? 3 days. 3 in-game days is 1 year. And you actually have the calendar up here now, which shows you what day of the year it is. You do need to spend a little bit of time on the map each year in order for the year to actually count as a year. And you'll be able to tell if you have spent enough time if when you reach day 3 and you try to go to day 1, if you sleep past midnight and it still says day 3, you need to hunt some more. You need to spend some more time on the map. If it switches from day 3 to day 1, then you know you did enough time. And what I'm basically doing is I canvassed all of the herds that I need to canvass, or all of the animals that I need like 5 stars from. And now I'm just checking on the promising candidates each year. And then after that, I just explore the map, do other missions, etc. So yeah. Interesting, never got that mechanic. Yeah, the thing is, the devs like to play their cards really close. Like, they don't like to give too much information about the mechanics of the game. So, a lot of this in the beginning was stuff that was just found out through trial and error. But now we actually have the calendar, which makes it easier. It's the same with, there are rabbits or hares over here. No, wolverines. Hi. Normally I would take a 1-star mature, but not right now. I don't want to spook my herds. 1-star adult. No, you are a different moose. You are not the moose I'm looking for. And this one that I just booked is also not the moose I'm looking for. No. And I don't care if that's a 2-star adult. He is not a moose that I'm looking for. The moose that I'm looking for should be over there. Please don't be scared by the ones that are running. I can't tell if that in the trees over there is moose or red deer, but it actually looks like red deer. So yeah, another thing that was more vaguely explained in the beginning, and that we basically or that one of the community members on Discord reverse engineered, was animal scoring and fitness ranges. So okay, that's the ones that we spooked. 2-star okay, it is moose and red deer. Okay, that makes sense. And he is a 2-star mature. That's the one that we were actually looking for right here. He's now a 2-star mature. Day 10. Check on day 22. He's a 2-star mature. We'll see how many of these guys make it to 5 stars. I am kind of tempted to go back for this Wolverine, but we also still need to check a moose over here. That's a lynx. We technically still need a lynx. I don't want to spend time on this right now. Let me see if I can find those Wolverines again. Just gonna do it. Hi. Yeah, that's it. Let's go. Oh. You little son of a... Really? Just as I was about to shoot you. It's a bit of an overkill using an SM-12 on a Wolverine, but you know. But yeah, like this entire herd fitness information, that is all new. We didn't have that in the beginning. We just had to basically make educated guesses. $43, $46. That's not much of shame worthy, but okay. Right.